Generic greetings and welcome to Manor Lords. Today's beverage is a quite nice pure organic green tea. I'm not too sure what makes it pure, but at least it said that on the side of the box. Either way, welcome to Manor Lords. This is a medieval city builder slash strategy game that I probably don't need to describe to you. At the end of the day, it's one of the most, if not the most wishlisted game on Steam. I have had a lot of people message me about it. Have I played it? What's it like? Am I going to do a series, etc.? So I guess this is that. We're going to go through and see how the wilderness treats us. For reference, this is early access version 0.7.002, which basically means it ain't finished. And incidentally, this is the only build I've played. In the past, there's been a demo that I know a lot of people really enjoyed, but I previously have not had the opportunity to play it until now, which I've put about maybe 7 or 8 hours into the game. So enough to play the first couple of in-game years, I would like to think. But after that, I'm just going to lay the track in front of the train and see how we get on. Anyway, over to new game here, and we need to set up things like our main character's name, their portrait, coat of arms, etc. So I'm going to assume that this is the name of the main, well, our main avatar rather than the town. That'd be unfortunate. And we can select the portrait, and that looks just overly warming in the summer. Yeah, there's lots of different options we can go for. I think we're going to go... Yeah, let's go with not Matt Berry, because they look like they can run a medieval dynasty. Actually, that's a different game. And now I've just got the voice in my head. It's just, Manor Lords. I'm going to stick to the day job. So, rubbish impersonations aside, we're going to load a custom texture, which is the channel logo. This is for our main coat of arms. And... somewhat ironically, almost all of that has not yet been invented, so that's going to confuse the denizens of our settlement. In fact, the only time they've seen a rocket or an alien spaceship is when they'd picked some unidentified fungi from the forest. We can't change the colours, I don't believe, with the custom. No, we can't. So we're going to go with that, and it's quite standoutish, so I'm happy with that. And then over to the game setup, we have 3 scenario templates. So Rise to Prosperity is reach the large town settlement level. After that, you may choose to continue in the endless mode. Restoring Peace, build and expand at your own pace. I like the sound of that. And when ready, challenge the Baron for the Northern Territories. And then finally, on the edge, survive all of the attacks and reach the large town settlement level. Yeah, we're going to go with Restoring the Peace. The template difficulty, you've got relaxing, difficult, or challenging. We're just going to go with default. And, well, there's only one map, so we'll click begin. Now, the first sort of in-game... is basically about figuring what you have in terms of natural resources, growing environment, soil fertility, etc., and figuring out what sort of society you're going to be. So I'm just going to pause it, and we do have a new message. It says, Victory Condition Dominance. Build up the town, your manor, and when ready, press claims towards regions owned by your opponents. Once a claim has been pressed, be ready for battle. Okay, so we can zoom in, and it's already telling us about food and fuel. We'll get onto that later on. We can already see that it is a brilliant looking game. We have Earhart, which is our ox in here, and hello there, fella. Oh, okay, right, fine. Sorry to bother you. We have Jacob, we have Thomas, Barbara, we got Vit, and there'll be some other people around. Yeah, they're all around here as well. Yeah, are they related? Hans, there we go. All right, so we've got supplies. We've got some supplies again, and the homeless people's sort of tents. Let's look at that. That's really nice. Nice little campfire and some places to sit and a couple of supplies. But we need to figure out where we've been positioned on the map and what we can do. So I'm just going to zoom out until we get to the map view. And yeah, all of this, by the way, is rendered. Look at that. This map it's massive. And we've been positioned, if we rotate the map so that we can see the text correctly, it shows the regions under whose control and press claims when we've got enough influence. Got it. So I'm seeing that we've been placed in Zwayu or Wayu. Yeah, I have difficulty with the basics with names like that. Anyway, we've been positioned on the southeast, and our air quotes opponent is to the north. That's Hildebold von Berenute, I think. And then, thankfully, just the Outlaws. It's not some other name. Okay. All right. I'm picking up what the game's putting down here. So this is the main road around here. And we've just been positioned just off from it in this sort of open clearing. We have a very large dense forest to our left. which includes a rich iron deposit. So normal deposits like this stone, you don't get many. 140 stones there. I don't know who was in charge of counting the stones, but there's 140 of them. The rich deposit, however, 2,384. This is good. We also have some wild animals, some clay deposit, and a rich berry deposit. So food is going to be coming from the berries and the wild animals. And resources, we can focus on iron and maybe do some exports of just straight iron, or if you desire, let's open up the building tab here. We can go with, say, industry, and we've got a bloomery, a smelter, yeah? Converts iron into iron slabs. Needs to be refueled. Smithy, turn them into tools, and looks like no way to make weaponry. Well, there is, but that's, I believe, based on... Oh, there's a mining pit, yeah. I believe that's based on your town, actually, your actual homes, but we'll get onto that later. So we could do that. We can then trade it out with a trading post. But let's just see what options we have for growing things. So over on the overlay on the right-hand side, we've got underground water straight through the middle of the town. Perfect. Emma, which is a type of grain, it's actually very poor in this open area, but will grow okay-ish around this forest that almost certainly I'm going to chop a lot down. Flax is, well, that is just poor everywhere in this region, but you can see other regions like this, which I believe you can claim later on. That's really good. Barley, yep, looks like we're importing the beer. We won't be making that. And rye. Ah, okay. So we do have an area around here that we can grow some rye. So, Emma and rye. So I think we're not going to be doing a lot of farming. I don't believe so. However, what we'll do, we'll set up for hunting animals, gathering berries, and getting our supplies and whatnot in order, and then maybe expanding towards iron. Is that a plan? It is a plan. Will it work? I have no idea. Okay, over to roads. And we can place the road from here. And I'm just going to curve it round. And bring it pretty much straight up the middle. And what I want to do... we'll make that, actually. I want to make an area where, basically, there's going to be a central area, and then around it is where our town's going to go. That's the plan. But I don't want to go over any of this. So the outskirts must be here, because this is going to be farmland. So I'm going to probably go this side, because nothing grows around here. Pretty much nothing. So we'll go this way. Yeah, that's fine. And the rocks might be a bit of a cause for concern. I might pick up the rocks sooner rather than later and just get them into storage. Yeah, potentially. Anyway, back to roads. And what I want to do is make a central town area, which is going to contain like a market for all the supplies. And will also contain, hopefully, a pub, which is in residential. It's going to have a tavern. It's quite large. And a church, which is also getting quite large. So what I want to do is get maybe from here an area that we can take, say, well, let's get that. And I am gridding this already. But there we go. So that's going to be the area that's like our central town bit. So we'll have a church in here. It's actually a little bit larger than I thought. And a pub. Yeah, it's actually a bit larger. Let's actually remove that. And move that. So maybe from here, across, down, and round. Is that about the same size? I don't want to destroy... actually, we'll make it straight as well. I think this is going to be about the same, you know. It's a little bit smaller, but it hasn't got... We haven't lost the stone. Okay, good. So, we'll have that, and just because I actually like the idea of it curved, rather than just have a straight piece of this here. I'm only doing that just because of where we're going to place the buildings and such. We're going to go with, for this part, not army, it's in gathering, we're going to go with a logging camp. what that's going to do is start removing the logs and trees around here. So with that, we'll also, I think, go to logistics and granary. We're going to need a granary for food and storehouse as well. What I'll probably do is move the ox into the middle point. Actually, what I like the idea of doing is something like this. Does that work? Just putting in these extra sections. That's okay. And I know from here as well, we're going to have to be heading over here. So we'll say curve round. And doing that. Right. So I'm going to tell them to build that. We then need some place to store all of that wood and such, which I'm going to place maybe a storehouse. I could have it in the middle. And a granary, because the food's going to come from up there and from down here. Let's place a granary in, say, here, and a storehouse. And then we'll unpause it. Alright. The way housing works, it's quite unique, is we've got housing, and then it's going to basically tell us to draw 4 points. And let's just say something like this. And that shows where the houses are going to go. You can also rotate that, but we want the entrance to the houses to be on the road. You can also increase and decrease the plot division. So if you just want to, just generally more houses, whatever, that's 7, more or less houses there. And also, these have backyards, back gardens, in fact. So if I just do this, there you go. I've basically made a council estate. However, if you were to make them a bit bigger, like this, you get these back gardens, which can then be repurposed for all manner of things, which will probably go early growing vegetables, vegetable patches. And a lot of the stuff that's made in the town is made by artisans that are, work from home. Ideal. And they can crack on by just, like there'll be a Fletcher or a Boer or whatever, Cooper, etc. Actually, I don't know if there's a Cooper, but yeah. So we're going to go here and zoom in, and we can see all of the townsfolk getting on with the building here. And the oxen, which is the animal that has to tow these logs. So a lot of the early buildings are just logs, but the oxen has to tow them. And how we're doing with this logging camp, it is almost constructed. So we get... Yeah, in almost all cases, resources and Manor Lords have to be physically moved. It can take a moment. Feel free to change the game speed. Yeah. So the stuff has to be delivered, and then the workforce goes along and builds it. I'm always surprised with the detail in the animation and just how good it looks. Like they're putting all of these roof trusses up here, and all the supports, and then the roof goes on. And saving finished. And there we go. So we now have this done, and I'm going to select that, and I'm going to assign the family members. The tutorials, by the way, I'm going to keep on because when it gets onto parts I've not played, it'll be interesting to read through it. So we have some exposed goods. So these supplies here are out in the open. We don't want them exposed. We want them stored. Exposed goods pantry, and then we've got some homelessness, in which people can die from exposure in the winter. It's March, so that's not too much of an issue. Like I say, farming-wise, probably won't be doing it until, later on. Certainly won't be the first year, I don't think, although I may change my mind on that one. In terms of, rye, we'll probably have it, this will be the first field, but we'll also have to be very aware of our industry. Actually, it's not industry, it's in mining and mining pit. So the mining pit has to go over this area. Anyway, how are the workers cracking on with other building? I'm just going to speed it up to max speed while they build. And we've got some stone foundations here. And this is going to be the granary. And who's building? Let's have a look, see who's building. Yeah, I'll be demonetized for that. Right, okay, so we got the granary getting built. There is a new message. I have heard of your renown. I only seek to defend my rights and my honour against those who would wrong me. I hope you will not judge me by my rumours and slanders that some have spread about me. This is signed by Hildebolt. I will write back to them. You have no rightful claim, and you know what? No, I'm not gonna poke the bear. They have 2 regions and more experience in running things. Let's just, we'll just ghost them basically. Horrible. Right, we've got a granary. So I've set up one person working there. So you set up basically family members to crack on with that. And you can click on people and you can see what they do. So basically, they're going to pick up stuff and store it. So that's fine. Let's go to max speed. And let's see about this one here. Family requests a market. Yeah, I mean, I agree. We could probably do that. Let's go for storehouse. So we're going to store, well, stuff in the storehouse. And I'm noticing that basically these supplies here, the detail. So this person here, they brought the cart over, they put the stuff in the cart, and now they're using the road network. Road network. Yeah, the dirt path that we have created. The hitching post for the oxen, I'm going to place... Oh, it's a shame I can't place it in here. I bet I can, though. Move that road, which is going to really annoy someone, I'm guessing, because they were on it at the time. And this is going to go in... maybe... here. So they do have to rebuild it. It's not too much of an issue, though. And the road will still curve round. So the oxen's going to be in the middle. Excellent. And, yes, what else do we need? Well, berries. I think we're going to go for some berries. So that's going to be in gathering. Forages. I'm going to place a forager's hut there. I'm going to place a hunting cabin there. This area here, around here, if we put anything in there, when it overlaps, it will basically force these to migrate. So we have some deer. There's the deer. And hopefully we can hunt and, yeah, get some meat that way. And hide, which then turn into clothing and, yeah, that sort of thing. But I think we are going to need some homes. And we're probably going to go with, let's see, homes, residential here. I think I will, from this corner, just have a straight up. So actually we'll go even longer. A set of houses like this. And the reason they're that big is because each one you can place in different things. And I like the idea of putting at least 3 vegetable patches in, because we're not farming early on. Yeah. Well, anyway, I'm going to assign another worker to the logging camp, because workers that are not workers that are unassigned or don't have a specific job just get on with building and moving things. So that hitching post is being shifted, which is good. I'm seeing the oxen and Jacob, which is like the, I was going to say the leader, but that's, what would the proper term be? The handler, I guess. They're going to do this forager's camp, which is fine. We can see the area around this logging camp is being totally deforested. We've got the hunting cabin, which is built, so I'm going to put one person in the hunting cabin. And this is where we get onto a bit of a problem. In that, we have... yeah, we have a bit of an issue. You know what? This is not sitting right with me. I keep coming back to it, and it's curved. I want it curved. I want it a bit more organic than this. And even if it's just a gentle curve, like there and there and there. I think I had it right the first time. That sits better with me. For some reason, I didn't like the straight up other one. Although I don't mind the road going like that. There we go. Anyway, so that's now in. Right, where were we? Timber, yes. The forager's hut is now constructed. The problem we have now is if I assign someone to that forager hut, we can't then have stuff move around. We can't carry resources. So I'm going to assign people to the forager's hut and not the hunting camp, because, as you can see there, wild animals, it's 12:20. So we need to make sure we've got provision. We don't want to basically over hunt and wipe out the population. But we do want to grab berries because they grow back every season, and, well, it's in spring, so we need to gather them while they're, still gatherable. How are we doing for wood? 16 timber. Let's see what we need. I think it was 18, but I'm going to go to houses, and this is going to be a bit different now because of the way things are set. And it will take us 12 to do that. Do I make it a bit small? No, I will make it bigger. I think the size of the plot matters if you're using it for farming, but not if you're doing it for anything else. So, like, if you've got a vegetable allotment, essentially, yeah, let's build that. If you've got a vegetable patch, which is what we've got going on here, then basically we need a longer garden. Excuse me. So, we have 5 families homeless, but I do have 6 now living spaces here, which is good. We need a camp. Sorry, not a camp. We need a market and probably a well. Well, the well can easily go there. That's not a problem. The market, again, is defined similarly to that, and it's going to be defined like so. And that just doesn't go well. Because of the rocks. I need to gather the rocks. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to designate a place up the top as a market. And how many is that? That's... I can't see because of where the text is. 49 there. 46 there. That's a few too many. I think just that is fine. 46 things. There you go, there's the market. So what'll happen now, as it's saying here, is supply and demand. Assigned families will set up stalls automatically as long as there's enough space. And that basically then... Oh, we have our first Beverage? It's a house. So, this is level 1. Certain requirements. Does it have water? No. Access to church? No. Fuel stall supply? Nope. Food? Nope. Clothing? Nope. Why they're still here? Don't know. But this has now got some people living in it who apparently work over there gathering berries. But what we can do, we can construct a backyard extension. Extensions add extra production functionality to the buildings. We can get some vegetable gardens, we can get some chickens, and we can get some goats. Vegetable garden allows growing of vegetables, requires ploughing and harvesting labour. Yields depend on the plot size, so the bigger the plot size, the better. For some chucks, not so much, provides passive yield of eggs, and then goat provides hides. We're going to go with vegetable garden, and the other two are going to be the same thing. And there's our vegetable garden. Which, I mean, it does just look like an allotment. Yeah. Okay, so there's the workers coming along. And they're going to... Looks to be hoeing the land. Pulling out rocks, getting rid of some past roots and other stuff that they don't want there, or the weeds and such. And then they'll be planting. And it's best to do this, you know, sooner rather than later. Right. What else do we need to do? Well, basically, we need to wait until these are built. So it's going to take a little while. I'm noticing that some of them... Oh, resources are being stolen by bandits. And there's the bandits there. Where are the bandits? They're in the middle. So there's the bandit camp. They have brigands here. Outlaws. Looks like they're doing a bit of sparring. Got some shields. And hammers. And I don't know what the technical term is, but I'm going to go with hoodie. Yeah. Alright, so they're all around here. Oh, they've got some swords and shields and clubs. And got axes. I'm not seeing any ranged weapons, though. Which is handy. Anyway, those guys have nicked some stuff. And, oh, look at that. There's a... Oh, destroyed windmill. That in brackets says disabled. More news at 11. We can press T to go back to our town centre. Which we will. I'm just going to orientate the map correctly. These points, by the way, are trade points. Which says apparently work in progress. Which is, well, the more you progress through the game, you see a lot more of that. So, I'm just going to speed it up. And you can see a lot of this is built. Oh, sorry, like semi-built. That's because the wood has been delivered. So the oxen is dragging all these logs over to build that. And that's fine. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to probably put in a little road here, I think. I am just literally building a council estate here, aren't I, with back alleys and such. Right. I just want to make sure we have an area where we can, like... We can sort of expand past. You know what, just because to make it different, let's sort of curve it out this way. For no reason other than we can. Just to make it look a bit different. We can put some decorations in and such if we were so inclined. So they're going to crack on with that. How is the logging camp doing? Well, it's pretty much removed everything around here. Now, we have a couple of options. We can either relocate the logging camp, or we can build another one. I think there's... Oh, the well's done, so we now have access to water. Yay! Good. Yeah, there's some... I think it's varying thoughts on the process of the logging camp. If you move it, the problem is it leaves all of the logs there, and then the ox spends all of its time having to shift all of that back to where the new one would be, most likely over here. Or you can just build a new logging camp, wait for this to repopulate, and then go from there. I actually don't know what the best one would be, but as it only costs 2 to make a logging camp, I'm just going to put one in here. Like that. So, looks like, oh, family members have moved in. Right, vegetable allotment, and finally, vegetable garden. I call it allotment. And that has leveled up our town. So, that's good. We do need fuel. I'm running out of fuel. We've got a new message. Strong militia is paramount to the survival of any settlement. Shipment of weapons has just arrived. So we can make a militia by going to army, create new. We have 20 spears and 20 shields. You can also hire mercenaries, which I've not actually done. Oh yeah, brigands for hire. Green caps and the wayward sons. But we can say spear militia. Excuse me. So, yes, they will try and find the required equipment, and depends on the maximum type and armor as well. But anyway, we can rally the unit if we need to, and get attacked and such. So we've got all of this in. We've only got 5 generic units of currency, but that's not too much of an issue at this stage. Oh, what we do have is we've got this tech tree essentially. So you've got things like you can plough. That's heavy plough. Use the oxen for that. You can have orchards. You can have trapping, forest management. A lot of these are just locked away in early access. Deep mining enables a building to extract resources indefinitely if placed over a rich deposit. Ooh, right. Well, almost certainly we will be going for that because we've got rich deposit here. This is just becoming it's going to become quite industrial, this place. What I'm tempted with, though, because we've got rich berries, forest management doubles the capacity of all berry deposits. If we pick that up, that goes to, yes, 256 berries. That's what we're after. Oh, there we go. We've also got some firewood stall and a food stall. Not that we can actually do anything with firewood because we've got 2 months' supply. We're running out. Anyway, going to max speed this while everyone cracks on. We do have now, because of the approval, we have a decent living space, 6 spaces, and hopefully we'll get more people coming in. And as I said, what I'm going to do is probably disable this logging camp by pausing it, and then we'll build on here, which will remove some of this. But it's going to be a bit different, and I'm going to go for housing. Housing is going to be quite small. These are literally just houses. Build. We just want... These ones are for making stuff. So we got... Yeah. Lots of vegetables going in. What have we got going on? I'm seeing cabbages. Some sort of leafy greens there. And... probably carrot. Could be beetroot, couldn't it? Not sure. Could be beetroot, looking at the leaves. Not that I'm any expert in that sort of thing. Could be chocolate bars for all I know. Anyway, let's just continue on. And what do we need next? Well, in order to level up these houses, we need 4 wood. Fine. But we also need access to water, which we have. A church, which we do not yet have, and we can't get because we haven't got the ability to saw wood. And have fuel, food, and clothing supplies. The first 2 they actually have. They just haven't had it delivered yet, essentially. the last one, clothing, we can get when we have more wild animals. Because you can store... yeah, they have carcasses in there. It's a transitionary resource. We can get hides. Can't see them, but we can get them. Storehouse. Yes, it is actually storing 6 hides. So I believe for that, you just need linen, leather, and yarn. So I guess it's going to be industry and a tannery. Workers use hides to produce leather. Yeah, and that's what we will do. Good. So I'm just going to max speed this out for a bit while we go through. Construction finished of this area. I'm going to put the priority for the logging camp to the highest priority because I want to get that up and running. So see the oxen still picking stuff up here? Who's picking up from here? And there's that rich deposit. Who's that? Oh, it's Thomas, a woodcutter who is debranching a tree. Looks like they're chopping their foot off, but they're the expert on this one. And there we are. Construction finished in the logging camp. Pause. This one, assign. And there we go. So we do have a total of, is that 14 living spaces once these have been built. Again, we can see that the oxes brought stuff over here. We're running out of fuel. Yeah, okay. What I'll do then is I'm going to place a... What's this? A woodcutter's lodge. I'm going to place it around here. And you can get a forester. So if I place that here, it'll reforest the area. We're probably not going to do any of that. In fact, yeah, this will be demolished at some point because we need to grow on this, don't we? Yeah, that's a bad position, that one. Let me just get rid of that. Good job I noticed now rather than a lot more the way through. I'm just going to place it right next to our storehouse, truth be told. Why not? And while we're at it, stonecutter camp. It's going to go there. And like I say, we're just going to pick up those stones. Good. All right. Very rainy day here, and everything does get very muddy. One thing you can do, which is, this is like the early access part of early access, is that you can load in. Oh, our character doesn't look like the one we set. And we can walk around ourselves. So these are the new houses. Can we run? We can run. I can't believe there's this much detail in a top-down base builder. Look at the physics on the cloak. Good day to you, sir. And let's have a look at these guys' properties. Can we go inside? No. Okay, I was going to say, if there's actual detail in the house, that'll be amazing. So looking at their produce, seems pretty good. Hop the fence. Oh, we can't hot fuzz the fence. Oh, well. Fine. And we'll go around here. I like the variation in the houses as well. So you can see, like, these ones are... You think they're identical, but they're not. The roof is similar, but it's... No, it's actually not similar at all when you look at it. It's the same thing. It's thatched, but the edges are completely different here. 2 small holes, and that one's like got little windows on it. This one is the same as... similar to that. Hasn't got another story, but it's got, again, a different colour to it. This one is the same as the far end. Yeah. And there is some variations in... Oh! There's the stall. You selling firewood? I believe you are. And here's our produce, which is berries and bread. The cornerstone of any society. So, we're going to get the priority high for the woodcutter's lodge. Won't take long for them to get that built, I don't think. Because we've only got... Oh, we've got 39 months of food. But that's based on the current usage. A bandit camp was sighted. Brigands. And where's that at? It's literally at the opposite end of the map. Yeah, I'm not concerned. And if I was, there's nothing much I can do with it. So, looks like the firewood building is going up. And there it is. I mean, surely firewood is just the stuff that's been debranched and left on the ground. Yeah. So if I assign someone to this, we won't have anyone for building. So I'm going to probably reduce the people working in the logging camp and increase the people in the woodcutters' lodge. Because these houses are getting built now. Oh, there's a little privy on the back. A little outhouse. So see, the stone foundations go in. Then the uprights. Then the cross beams. Yeah, it's pretty good. And it's 5 o'clock on a Friday. Everyone's stopped work. Oh, there we go. And there's... God, look at the detail in that. They've even got the... They've even prepared all of the roof timbers to accept the A-frame. I mean, let's ignore the fact that these are floating, but, you know. It's looking good. It's looking good. Okay. So, Stonecutters Camp ordered. Woodcutters Lodge getting built. All of these little houses are going in. And the builders are just moving from one side to the other, which is nice to see. And once we level up to the next level, we'll start getting passive regional wealth. Which, again, probably all of these are going to become plots for vegetables. So we'll have vegetables. We'll have berries. So those berries are totally exhausted now. Oh, no, there's 5 left. But I want to let them finish getting the berries. And then we'll put them onto wild animals and hunting. Berry deposit 2. 1. And a magpie's taken probably the very last one. No, it's still there. It'll go down eventually. And then we'll move people over. And I think most of the construction here is finished. Yeah, only 2 more houses to build. And then hopefully, because of approval, people will start moving in. Oh, people are suffering from disease. They may stop working. Access to herbs might speed up their recovery, while a varied diet increases disease resistance. Fair enough. Well, we don't have access to herbs. So, pause the building. Put another person on the hunting camp. You can either pause the building or you can just remove the person from it. I prefer normally just to remove a person from it, like alter the family levels rather than pausing it. But I think some things have like a passive effect, whether or not they have people assigned or not. So, Stonecutter Camp is now in. We do need these stones, and we can sell them if need be. And there's all of those houses. New mercenary companies available. Don't really need to worry about that. But I do want to start cutting stone. I think so. Well, I'm just letting the game run through at the moment. I will assign someone to that. But now it's going to shout at us because we've got no one assigned to the construction worker. But we can start moving these stones. And they are literally going with picks and hammers and just doing some hard labour. And they've got like little baskets on the back, and apparently they can slide. They have the blink mage skill, which is useful. How was our neighbour? Still being neighbourly? Yeah. What do they have access to? High yield animals, iron, clay, berries. There's high yield stone around here, and stone, and clay, and iron again, and animals, and the brigands. So we can see we are hunting the wild animals. Food is okay for 49 months. However, 12 hides have been stolen by the bandits. So I'm going to have to potentially look at taking those out sooner rather than later. See how we get on. Approval is at 50%. And only going up. There, we're in positive approval now, which hopefully will get people towards the town. when it's over 50%. When it's in green, so you go 52. And that'll bring more people here. So the berries are out, the wild animals are going down. The default option for this is hunting limit set to 10. When the population of a herd drops this, workers will stop hunting. So they don't want to, like I say, just completely exhaust all of that. It's not going to happen. Winter is approaching. So, seasonal resources are gone, firewood consumption doubled, and lack of firewood may cause freezing. Sheep shearing is forbidden, not that we have any problem with that. So, we can see that the wild animals is now down to 10, so we can't do anything with that, so they won't hunt, but I'm not going to unassign them because, yeah, it's now back up to 12, so it fluctuates throughout the seasons. So we'll just stick with that one. One thing I am going to do, I have decided to demolish that building. But then you've got all these supplies. What will happen there? Well, the orcs will come along and take them all the way to that new logging camp. And they're going to do that forever. Because there's a lot of logs there. Oh, they are walking directly across. I guess I could make a road over there, couldn't I? There you go. That'll be a bit quicker for them, I think. Oh, I was going to say we should have connected it there. But is it already connected? No, it is not. I'll connect it. Remove road, yes. I'll bring it right down here. That then gets the connection in, and then over there. That's better. Although it seems to have not connected properly, but now hopefully it is connected, and let's just do all of that. There we go. And the road's in. It's a heavily travelled path. Right, well, I think we are going to leave it there for now. That's been not even the first year of Manor Lords, but I think a good start. We have a total of 14 living space. We have a varied diet. We have 10 months worth of firewood, 50 months worth of food, and a new person has moved in. So now, yes, we can still, now that people have moved in, we can start assigning them to different jobs and such. This is good. This is good. And now we have winter. So yes, we are going to leave it there for now. That's been a bit of Manor Lords, and in the next episode we're going to progress on. My goal would be to level up at least these to the very first level. That means we need a church and we need clothes. The latter is easy. We just need to make a tannery, which we can place in at any point, but we'll probably place a tannery around here. And then I'm going to place the church probably around this area, but that requires some wood that needs to be cut, which means a saw pit. Either way, I hope you have enjoyed the video, and for what it is, the series is fine. As always, comments in the comments. Thanks very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.